I don't know. I don't really want to go to any places that are like dangerous. I don't think I've ever been anywhere I felt like unsafe, like ever really. But okay, here's a good story actually. The only time I've ever almost been mugged was here in Vietnam. It happened a couple days ago. Yeah. So first night I land, I got off the plane. I was really tired. I check into this shitty but perfectly acceptable hotel. It was shitty, but it was honestly fine. It wasn't really that bad. So, but it was a shithole for sure. But anyway, so then I go to a park. I was just like fucking tired. I wanted to like chill out. I was sitting on a park bench and I have my fanny pack. I took it off. I just put it next to me. I'm just chilling.
That's probably why you were a target.
Yeah, well, maybe, but I mean, why? Because
Fanny pack.
I keep the fanny pack because you can't pickpocket me then, right? Because you can't put your hands into my pocket, right? That's why I have a fanny pack. Yeah. So, but anyway, so I had it, but I took it off. I had it next to me. Next thing I know, I feel my fanny pack moving. And keep in mind, it is like the middle of the night. It's like 3 a.m., right? I feel my fanny pack moving. I look and I see a fucking dude crawling on the floor, putting his hands up through the bench to grab my fanny pack. And I just, did I tell you this story before? Yeah. And then I stopped, I grabbed the guy, and I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh. And so I'm like, okay. So I do like a spot check on him. I said, don't fucking move. I put my fanny pack on, obviously. I zipped it up. So the problem with my fanny pack right now, I have to get a new one. Even if I zip it, like little holes it's very old. I'm so cheap. I need to replace it. But like a little hole sometimes opens up in it, right? So I wasn't sure if he got his hand in there. So I zipped it open and then closed again to make sure it was fully closed. I spot checked him. I checked his pockets, checked everything. And then I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he left. But that was the first thing that happened to me. Landing.
You should go back to the park, provide security.
No, it's not my problem now.
The wrong guy to rob him.
I wanted to like, bro.
What were you gonna do? Leg lock him?
No. I wanted to like fucking like. There were cops right over there. I could see the police. I wanted to take this guy and go up to the police and be like, this motherfucker tried to rob me. But obviously, I can't speak Vietnamese. This guy can. I'm going to take this guy up to the cops, and he's going to be like, this dude is assaulting me, right? So obviously, I just was like, let me just cut my losses at this point. I was like, get the fuck out of here, right? Yeah. That's the only time anyone's ever, like, almost stolen anything from me, except there's actually one time I forgot. I had my U.S. passport stolen when I was in Brussels. That's yeah. And that was it wasn't really that big a deal. I went to the U.S. Embassy and I got an emergency passport, but it was definitely annoying because like they did not believe me at first. They're like, we don't think you're really American. I was like, I am. Yeah, it was Belgians working at the U.S. Embassy. I wasn't even dealing with Americans. Yeah. I was like, I'm American. Listen to me speak. How do you think I'm not American? They're like, anyone could say that. I'm like, okay, well, I was like, okay, but I am though, and I want to go home. Like.